Hello my fellow samurai and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Elden Ring and we're going to be doing the 4 best samurai armors and I'm going to show you where to get them. That's basically what it's about. But also we'll talk about the stats and kind of which ones are better than others and what they have their strengths and weaknesses, all that sort of stuff. And if you're wondering what my qualifications are to be talking about samurai armor, first of all I have a beard. Second of all, I personally own 4 swords, 2 of which are battle ready and none of which are katanas. So you might say that I'm a middling expert on samurai culture. But with all that in mind, we're just going to be going through all of these sets like we kind of always do on this channel. So we're going to start it off with the 4th best one, in my opinion at least, the Land of Reeds set, which you can see I'm wearing here. Now personally, I think the set looks pretty cool. Obviously you have to like samurai style armor for you to find this one to be a attractive looking set, but it is very complete, has excellent looking coverage, and definitely makes you look like a samurai. And so as far as finding this one goes, it's decently simple set to get pretty early in the game. Sorry for using decently so early in the video, but I promise it won't be the last time. You can either get this one starting out with the samurai class, so actually it's one of the classes that comes with the best starting armor because it's a pretty good set of armor and you get it right away then. So if you want to start off with a good set of armor, the samurai class is a great choice there. Or if you don't do that and you just want to get this set for role-playing or completionism, or because you really want to be a samurai now but you started as a wretch, or whatever the case may be, you're going to want to come up to this guy here. So if you go into the map, we're going to be over here in the Kaled region. We're up here by the isolated merchant shack, and so to get up here you basically follow this top road up through here. It'll bring you into Kaled. Kind of follow it around. There'll be like a big hill here with a chasm in it. If you follow through around here, you can either go all the way around it, or there might be a crossing earlier on, but I think I just went around it. And then you come up this hill and you will make your way to the isolated merchant shack. Once you're here, you talk to this isolated merchant with a very interesting looking face, and you can purchase it for him. So for a total price of 4,500 runes, you can have this whole set just to yourself. So that's how you get it. Pretty simple, right? As far as components for this set, it makes sense. They're all named. So we've got the Land of Reeds helm, the Land of Reeds armor, and I've actually altered mine, the Land of Reeds gauntlets, and the Land of Reeds greaves. So, you know, pretty straightforward there. They're all named to match the set. As far as stats on this one, for the total suit, we have damage negation for physical of 19, versus strike of 20.6, versus slash of 25.8, versus pierce of 20.6, magic of 22.1, fire of 24.7, lightning of 25.8, and holy of 23.6, giving it an average damage negation of 22.8. So not very bad compared to a lot of suits of armor in the game. As far as resistances, we have immunity of 143, robustness of 120, focus of 120, vitality of 130, poise of 13, a weight of 19.8. Yeah, that's basically all there is for stats on this one. As far as I can tell with this armor, it doesn't seem to grant any special effects or any extra resistances or any special other things other than that, because some suits of armor have cool little things that they'll do. This one doesn't seem to do it. It just seems to be a pretty comprehensive suit of medium armor with pretty great all-around protection. Obviously the poise isn't ridiculously high, but for a medium set, 13 poise is pretty good. And like I said, a lot of it just comes down to the way it looks. It's a cool looking suit of armor. So that is the Land of Reed set. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, and so for at the number 3 spot, we have the White Reed set, which you can see is pretty similar to the Land of Reed set. It's obviously got a less comprehensive look to it, and the face is definitely different, but it's pretty similar. You can tell it's clearly supposed to be samurai style armor. Follows the same sort of lacquered lamellar style. I don't know exactly if you'd call it lamellar, but I think that's what it is. But looks pretty dang cool, I think. Definitely has a bit more character than the Land of Reed set, and of course is, well, it's called white, but it's more like silver with gold trim, so it's actually pretty fancy looking when you look at it in detail. So it's a pretty cool looking set. As far as pieces for this one go, it's actually made up of the Okina mask, the White Reed armor, the White Reed gauntlets, and the White Reed greaves. And so, I mean, I don't know if they intended the Okina mask to go with it, but I think it goes the best with it. So as far as stats on this one go, for damage negation, we've got physical of 20.6, strike of 22.1, slash of 24.7, pierce of 19, magic of 23.6, fire of 23.6, lightning of 25.8, and holy of 22.1, giving it an average damage negation of 22.7. As far as resistances go, we have an immunity of 159, a robustness of 100, focus of 130, vitality of 120, and poise of 16, and also it weighs 19.8. So as far as stats go, I would say pretty dang good set, going to be pretty similar to the Land of Reed set, just having a slightly lower average damage negation, but with that a higher poise, which makes it a little bit more effective in melee combat, and also a decent boost to focus, and a pretty great immunity boost, which comes from the Okina mask, I believe. All in all, a pretty useful set, and I just put it slightly ahead of the Land of Reed set, plus it looks pretty cool. As far as getting this set goes, you're going to have to have progressed a little bit further into the game. So you can get it in two places, essentially. You need to get up to the mountaintops of the giants, so you have to have progressed through the first boss fight at the Elden Throne, and you make your way up to the Forbidden Lands, and then up the Grand Lift of Rold. Once you're in the mountaintops of the giants region, you can get most of the pieces for the set, so the body, arms, and legs, at Spirit Caller's cave, which is over here. You just have to make your way to this point up and around this ledge, which, if you're making your way following the main story mission, trying to make your way to the Forge of the Giants, it's going to take you right past Spirit Caller's Cave. And so to find these items, you're going to have to go into Spirit Caller's Cave, and the pieces in here, which are the White Reed Armor, White Reed Gauntlets, and the White Reed Greaves, you're going to need to go through until you find a long cavern filled with Spirit Wolves, and they will be on a corpse in there, presumably the person who originally wore this armor. So I'm just going to zip through the cave real quick, and then, so you can follow the path if you want to. And so here you go, right by this tree here in this longer area. And so basically strategy for defeating this cave relatively easily, at least as far as you need to get the White Reed armor, is going to be just to do what I did and target the snail-looking things, the snake snails, because they're the thing that controls the wolves. So you kill them, and then the wolves won't just maul you. So I just like to bum rush my way through and kill the little snail-looking guys. But that's basically how you get it. Pretty simple. Alright, and then for the rest of this suit, it's also going to be up here in the mountaintops of the giants, obviously the rest of it being the mask, and if you want to include the Rivers and Blood of Katana, it does arguably go with this suit. So you're going to have to make your way a little bit further, so basically if you're going for the suit, you stop at Spirit Caller's Cave first to get that part, and then you continue on through, come across this chain bridge, and come up here, and you'll be invaded by Bloody Finger Okina, and once you've defeated him, I think it's like, once you get to like right here, he'll invade you, and he'll be right up here in front of you by the church. You kill him, and he will drop both this katana, so the Rivers of Blood katana, and the Okina mask. So you'll be able to finish the rest of this suit. So that's number 3, but let's move on to the next samurai set. Alright, and so for the set that I put at the number 2 spot, we have Ronin's set. And now, I mean, I could see the argument that maybe this one isn't strictly a samurai set, but I think it's definitely very heavily influenced by it, and fits very well within it into the roleplay being a samurai, or something of similar origin. Like I said, not an expert on Japanese culture, or any of their stuff, but it kind of gives off that vibe to me. And I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, the Iron Casa is a little bit goofy looking in my opinion, but that's coming from a, pretty Western point of view on armor, but it works great in the game. And like I said, does look pretty cool. As far as pieces that make up this set, we have the Iron Casa, the Ronin's armor, Ronin's gauntlets, and Ronin's greaves. Pretty standard set there, and they all come off the same person, so I am positive that these ones are supposed to go together. As far as stats on Ronin's set goes, for damage negation, we have physical of 23, strike of 23, slash of 24.7, pierce of 23, magic of 25.6, fire of 26.8, lightning of 28.3, and holy of 25.6, giving it an average of 25. So a decent step above both of the last two sets. As far as resistance goes, we have immunity of 167, robustness of 125, focus of 132, vitality of 140, poise of 15, and a weight of 21.1. And so there are two different ways to get this set. One is obviously to do Yura's quest line, or once you reach the mountaintops of the giants, you can get it another way. So I'll just kind of give you a little quick walkthrough, I guess, of Yura's quest line. So as far as starting that, you can do it right away at the beginning of the game. So it starts here in Limgrave, and if you come down here, there will be a path. Basically, you can come in through here, and you walk up this path. So here's Murkwater Cave, and right around here you'll be invaded by a Bloody Finger person who, once you kill, you'll get the Reduvia dagger, and Yura will help you in this battle and introduce himself afterwards. You'll find Yura up over here under this piece of rubble, and you can talk to Yura, and it'll basically, once you've exhausted the dialogue options, it'll start the quest line, and then Yura will move around the map, and you can continue the quest line that way. So then the next place you'll find him is over here in Liurnia, over by the Rhea Lucaria Academy. If you follow your way up, I think it's right around here, you'll see a red like a little red sign on the ground, and interacting with it will have you enter his world, and you'll help him defeat Bloody Finger Ravenmount Assassin. And afterwards, you can talk to Yura, who will just be standing there. Once you've returned to your own world, he'll be standing where the summon sign was, and he'll explain that he is hunting down the next Bloody Finger that you're going to go after with him, who is Eleonora. Then the next place you'll find him is up here at the Second Church of Marika, over here on the Altus Plateau. So you can see where we are. Here's the Altus Plateau. It's pretty much right along the main path. You go up this way, and then you'll be able to get up to the Second Church of Marika here. And then you'll go on with him to battle the Bloody Finger Eleonora. And if you win that fight, you'll get a Purifying Crystal Tear, Eleonora's Pole Blade, which is a pretty great weapon. That's kind of the end of the Yura quest line. So once you've done all of that, the next place you're going to encounter him is up here. So once you've made your way past the first boss fight at the Elden Throne, up through the Forbidden Lands, and up the Grand Lift of Rold, the next place you're probably going to find as far as Sites of Grace is going to be the Zamor Runes one, and you'll find him here. You can see him standing right there, except it's not Yura anymore. He's been taken over by Shabriri, and basically he'll convince you to try to take the path of the Frenzied Flame, which is one of the endings you can do to this game, and you can exhaust all of his dialogue options and do that or whatever, and you can just kill him, and once you've killed him, he will drop this suit. So, and that is how you get the armor. Or, inversely, you can not do any of the Yura quest line, and just advance through the story, and he'll be standing here. So no matter what happens, once you get to this site, Yura will be standing here, possessed by Shabriri. So that is how you get this set. I know that may have been a long-winded explanation, but the Ronin set is probably worth it, because it's a pretty great set, and it looks real cool. But that's number 2, let's move on to number 1. Alright, and so number 1 on this list is one that I think is supposed to be samurai style armor. It's real hard for me to tell, because I guess it could just be knight armor, but because of the briars and whatever, it kind of looks a little bit off. But I think the mask kind of looks like samurai style. I question it the more I think about it, but I've been putting it in my samurai kind of role play styles so far, so I don't know. If I'm wrong, or you think, nah, that doesn't look like samurai stuff, you let me know down in the comments. But I think it fits with it decently well. And as far as playstyle goes, it definitely works with it that way. So yeah, it's the Briar set. As far as pieces that make up this suit, you have the Briar helm, the Briar armor, the Briar gauntlets, and the Briar greaves. As far as stats on this one go, for damage negation, we've got physical of 25.6, strike of 23.2, slash of 25.3, pierce of 24.6, magic of 24.5, fire of 24.4, lightning of 24.1, holy of 24.4, and that gives it an average damage negation of 24.5. As for resistances on this one, we have immunity of 113, robustness of 140, and a focus of 86, vitality of 80, and a poise of 27, so a considerably higher poise than all the other suits on this list, which makes it really, really effective in combat. And it weighs 25.2. So this one is going to be a reward from Enya, the Palm Reader at Round Table Hold, and you can get it after defeating Elmer of the Briar in the Shaded Castle. So once you've made your way up to the Altus Plateau region, you're going to want to find your way into this little ravine here, which I believe you can get down to from over here. I think there's a slope over here somewhere that is shallow enough that you can easily get into this ravine. And you can follow this path up. I recommend stopping at the Old Altus Tunnel, because that way you can, well, A, explore the Old Altus Tunnel and get all the loot that's inside of there, and B, also have a Site of Grace. And then you can go through, just follow this road, and it will lead you into this area here, where the Shaded Castle is. And there's an enemy that'll spawn in over here, the Castellan, that you're going to want to kill, because that's how you get one of the best thrusting swords in the game. But then you're going to want to make your way into the castle, and basically just progress through it. And once you get to the end, into the inside of the castle, there's going to be a boss fight with Elmer of the Briar, and once you defeat Elmer of the Briar, you're going to want to head to Round Table Hold. And once you're in the Round Table Hold, you're going to want to go up here, up by your Palm Reader, and you'll be able to purchase it. So receive Equipment of Champions, it'll be in there once you've defeated Elmer of the Briar. So that is how you get the Briar armor. One of the cool things about this armor is it actually inflicts damage when you dodge roll into enemies, and that damage will go up per every piece you wear. So it will be, the most obviously is going to come from your chest armor, but wearing any of these items will give you a slight damage infliction against enemies when you roll into them. So we'll just do it right here. See? He's taking damage. Our briars are damaging him. But that is all 4 of what I've associated with my samurai armors. And I think they're all very good. So that is where you get them. Hopefully for all the people that have wanted this type of video, this is it meets your expectations. But that's all for today, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.